Hey you guys, it's Vijaya, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to make something called Shahi Tukda or double ka meetha, which is a really popular Hyderabadi dessert of toasted bread. So it's toasted in ghee and then dipped in syrup and then served with this beautiful mixture of condensed milk, nuts, paneer. It is absolutely delicious. But before we get started, don't forget to hit me up on my social media channels. You guys know how much I love that. And of course, if you're looking for the full recipe, just expand that info box down below and everything you need is there. Let's make some dessert together. I'm gonna start by making the paneer cream sauce, which is essentially the most delicious component of this entire thing. I mean, the bread's really good too, but the bread with this cream sauce is next level. And it's very, very simple. So I have a little bit of whole milk here that I'm just gonna pour into this pot. And this, you guys, is like my favorite ingredient in the entire world. It is sweetened condensed milk. This is milk that has been cooked down with sugar until it's nice and thick and glossy. We're gonna go in with a little bit of that as well. Ooh, girl, look at that. Girl. Amaze. And then as if that wasn't good enough, we're gonna go in with just a tiny, tiny touch of sugar. And I'm gonna put this on the stove, but just in a bit to thicken up and cook out. But before we do that, there's a little bit of paneer that we're gonna stir into this mixture at the end. And all that paneer is a fresh Indian cheese. So it isn't salted, it's very neutral in flavor, but it has this gorgeous creamy quality to it. And I'm just gonna take a microplane and grate it up nice and fine. It's like shredding up like mozzarella. Take this guy and put him on the stove, and we're gonna reduce that mixture down until it becomes nice and thick. And you wanna cook this out in a nice deep pot because milk has a tendency to bubble up and you don't want it to overflow. So we're gonna cook this until it becomes nice and thick. Okay, so my milk mixture has reduced down, it's nice and thick, and you know what, as it cools down, it will get even thicker. And now I'm gonna add a few spices. So I have beautiful floral cardamom. So cardamom usually comes in a husk, but these are the seeds that have just been pulverized, and I'm gonna go with the tiniest pinch. And cardamom always reminds me of India. And the king of all spices, this is the most expensive spice in the entire world. It is saffron. And this is the stigma of the crocus flower, and a little pinch goes a long way. It just has a beautiful perfume to it, and once it touches hot milk, it turns a gorgeous yellow color. So in that goes. We're gonna give that a little swirl. Yum. And last but not least, I'm gonna add my crumbled grated paneer. Look at that milky white. And the reason that we add the paneer at the end instead of during the cooking process because you want it to stay nice and tender. And we're gonna stir this around, and at this point all I'm gonna do is let this come to room temperature, and then I'm gonna pop it into the fridge until it becomes nice and cold and thick. Guys, who likes squidgy white bread? Squidgy white bread is exactly what you need for this recipe, and I have about 6 slices here, and all I'm gonna do is trim off the edges very simply because you just want the white bit in the middle. Although I am a huge fan of the crust, so I'll probably save those and like toast them off and then dip them in like egg yolks or something like that later on as a snack. Or you can turn them into breadcrumbs. And then I'm just gonna slice them down diagonally. And you wanna use a nice sharp serrated knife for this. It's very important, otherwise you're gonna be left with not so fluffy bread. And then we have these cute triangles like this. Super cute, crustless. And then I'm gonna take our favorite friend, ghee. We're gonna brush a little ghee on each side, and we're gonna pop it in a pan, and we're gonna toast them off until they get nice and crispy all over. I'm just gonna use my fingers. Ooh, girl, look at that golden situation. And you're just gonna do that for the remaining. And it's that ghee that's really drawing out that beautiful crust in the bread. And feel free to use, you know, like tongs or something like that. It's just that, you know, I can handle the heat. And look, again, the other side is toasted and crispy and laden in that beautiful nutty ghee. And we're ready to assemble the entire dessert. My bread is nice and toasty and warm. It smells like ghee. It smells incredible. and we're gonna dip it in a sugar syrup. So I went ahead and made a sugar syrup, just 1 cup of sugar, 2/3 of a cup of water, and you cook it down until it becomes nice and thick. And we have a couple more garnishes. So I have some slivered almonds here, which are gonna add a beautiful amount of crunch, and some pistachios, and I'm just gonna give the pistachios a nice chop. And I love, love, love the emerald green of pistachios. And they're so buttery, so yummy, you guys. Right, so now we get to assemble. This is the most fun part. I've been looking forward to it. And I think the best way to start is with a little spoonful of this thickened milk mixture. Do you see that? The chunks of paneer, the saffron, cardamom, condensed milk. Oh girl, it's so good. And we're just gonna pour that at the base of the plate, like so. Create a little bit of a bed for it. There we go. We're just gonna fill the plate. My mouth is literally watering right now, I'm so excited. And then, get this, as if that wasn't indulgent enough, we're gonna take our little pieces of bread and dip them in the sugar syrup. Yes, we're going there. Ghee, carbs, and sugar. And I'm just gonna lay this out like this. This is like next level French toast, you guys. And then another. Get it nice and saturated. You really want to soak up all that syrup over the top like this. And just keep going. Okay, as if that wasn't enough, right? So we have the base of the cream, the soaked bread on top, and now we're gonna go in with more of that cream right down the middle. Wow, look at that. Yum! This is looking quite epic. Those chunks of paneer, yummy. And last but not least, the pièce de résistance. Some chopped nuts all over the top. Does that not look royal to you? Shahi actually means royal, you guys. Such an indulgent dish. How pretty does that look? I think this is like the perfect treat for dessert when you're having friends over and you want to impress them without investing a ton of effort. This is the way to do it. So beautiful, right? And of course, there's only one thing that's left to do, and that's to give it a taste, get in there. So I'm gonna tuck in. We're gonna get some of the nuts, some of the paneer. I'm gonna really soak this in that cream. Let's go in for the bite. Yum. Okay, here goes, here goes. Slay. Slay! Who knew toast could taste that good? You get the crunch. There's a slight crunch still left to the toast, which I love because that texture paired with the soft bread in the middle, the crunch of the almonds, the sweetness of that cream underneath, and then the kicker here are those chunks of paneer that just melt in your mouth. Whether you call it double kamita or Shahi Tukda or Shahi Tukda, it does not matter because this, at the end of the day, there's one word for it: delicious. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to give me a big ol' thumbs up. You know how that makes me feel. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for joining me. It actually means a lot to me, you guys. Please subscribe for more videos. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them in the comments box down below. I always like interacting with you guys, so leave me a little note. Until my next video, I will see you all later. Bye.